tonight, but she's going to have to do that. She's got to slow it down in her head and execute physically.
Rebound goes to Ordinario. Deer Park goes straight back to the press. Gabby Glass now has it. They got 2 seconds to get it across. Dribbling it across herself is Cassie Brooks. Pass deflected out of bounds. Yeah, I saw it over there on the iPad of one of the West Valley assistant coaches that just said, handle the press. That was pretty much the only thing that was written down there, and I think that if I was giving him a key, that would be it as well.
It's easier said than done, though.
Ball inbound to Spunich. Trapped in the corner, gets it out to Brooks. Another triple. That one good as well. Cassie Brooks feeling it early on from deep.
Yeah, like I said, they're going to ask a lot of Cassie tonight. You know, she's going to have to handle the press, and she needs to shoot like that and score as well.
Emma Bryant, Zimmerer at the top of the key. Dribble, kick out. Back to Zimmerer, step back, doesn't want it. Pass out, triple on the way. That one's off the mark. And Spunich will go in and get the rebound. Now we got a whistle. They're going to say Spunich stepped out of bounds. So this one will go back to Deer Park. Another look at the 2 threes here. Same spot on the court.
Same exact spot, yeah, exactly.
Cassie Brooks finding where she likes to shoot it from. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Goes right back to it. Knocks 2 down in just a couple possessions. With Deer Park still a 2-point lead. Emma Bryant at the top of the key. Over to Gannon. One more to Zimmerer. Kick out. Catch. Shoot. Triple. That one rattles out. No good. For Ashlyn Bryant, Cassie Brooks now a whistle and a foul. Foul goes on Ashlyn Bryant, her first, and yeah, if you could get a couple on her in the first quarter, first half, could be huge if you can move her to the bench with not only how important she is obviously offensively, but working so much in that press.
Right, directing that defense.
Cassie Brooks. Spunich at the right wing. Now Ordinario thinks about, wants the 3, runs right after it. That one off the mark. Rebound goes to J.C. Bozel. Bozel's going to slow up her dribble, then go straight to the rack. Step through, no bucket, but a whistle, and Bozel will go to the line to shoot a pair.
And in the half court, that's what you're going to see a lot of for Deer Park. You're going to see 5 out. You're going to see pass and cut, dribble baseline, try to penetrate a gap. West Valley's forced them into 2 threes already, which is not something that they really want to do. They can, but it's not their preference. And the 2 threes that they've attempted have not gone in yet.
West Valley maybe just try and keep having them shoot it. There's Casey Aaron's 8th season as the head coach for the Stags and doing a great job with this team. Second free throw, no good. Rebound, and another foul quickly on Deer Park. That one will go on Berlin Zimmerer, her first. On the other end is Tyrone Ashley, his 3rd season as the head coach for West Valley. Got them sitting at 10-4. 3 of those 4 losses coming in league in the 2A GSL. All the way to the hoop. Cassie Brooks, tough shot, almost gets it to go. Now a big outlet pass. Ashlyn to her sister Emma. That one up and in. And it's 11-6.
Lack of floor balance that time by West Valley. Everybody stopping and watching the ball. Got to have somebody back there. Floor balance in the middle of the top there.
Every time there's a rebound, Deer Park knows exactly where the outlet is. Spunich dribbles off the screen, picks up her dribble. Now Brooks, they got 8 seconds to shoot. Picks up a screen, wants another 3. That one on the way. That one front rim, gets her own rebound. Thought about another one. Now slows it back out. Spunich, triple. Rattles out. The rebound goes to Bozel. Another outlet pass. That one's intercepted by Cassie Brooks. 3:15 left in the first quarter. Ball deflected. Brooks picks it back up. Drops off to Spunich. That one's tipped away. Stolen by Ashlyn Bryant. She'll cruise in for another layup. Her 3rd of the game. It's 13-6. Deer Park on top. Just got to do as much as you can to limit those mistakes and give up basically free points on the other end.
Well, especially in the half court. You do all that work to get across, break their full court presser, and then make kind of a silly mistake and a live ball turnover, that's just going to be a killer.
Potentially another one here fighting for it. We'll have a jump ball. That'll take us to our first break of the day. 2:35 left in the first quarter. 13-6 Deer Park on top as they look to stay undefeated in league play this season. Tonight's keys to the game are presented by Northern Quest Resort and Casino. Don't miss the ultimate sports experience at Northern Quest with game day grub at Epic Sports Bar. Northern Quest, yes, the best. Jeff Norton talking about what these teams need to do to get a win tonight.
Well, we already mentioned for West Valley, it's what did we learn the first time we played? We have film of it. We have seniors who have played against it multiple times. We know what the pace is going to be. We know what the physical skill is. What did we learn? And I think what they learn, I hope, that Coach Tyrone Ashley is talking about, it, not so much an X and O adjustment. It's, again, like we talked about mentally, slow the game down in your head. Slow it down and then execute. For Deer Park, it's eye on the prize. Okay, they're going to, if not win league, they're going to be in districts, and if not win districts, they're going to be at state. And so no matter the game, winning or losing, their whole focus is getting better every possession, every game. We're seeing it already here tonight. No matter what the lead is or the deficit, there haven't been very many deficits, but making sure that they're every possession getting better as they move towards state.
And they're definitely doing that tonight. Berlin Zimmerer knocks down the triple. They get the steal, and a quick whistle and a foul will give Deer Park the ball out underneath the hoop. Foul goes on Gabby Glass. Her first. Now Deer Park looking to inbound. Throw it straight to J.C. Bozel under the hoop. Working her way down. Tough bucket. Bozel knocks it through. 18-6 now. Deer Park on top. Getting it across, but then throwing it out of bounds is West Valley. And again, like you said, trying to slow it down in your head. Sometimes you force yourself into mistakes that you didn't even need to make.
Right, and that was a good example right there. Did a good job attacking the middle, and that's what they need to do. They got to stay off of these sidelines, and they need to attack the middle. And then once you get it in the middle and you get across half court, you got to go, and you got to go to the rim.
J.C. Bozel picking up her dribble at the free throw line, looking to give it to somebody. Goes down low, layup up, almost knocked in. Ashton Bryant with a good offensive rebound as Caitlin Ryder checks into the game. A steal now for Emma Bryant. J.C. Bozel going to dribble it back out. Throw it over to Emma. Now to Ashlyn. Down low. Ashton Bryant up. Bucket no good. But too much contact. And it'll send Bryant to the line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, that's just a mismatch. Gabby Glass trying to do the best that she can, but just a physical mismatch that Bryant taking advantage of.
Now, 4 of these players on Deer Park planning to play at the next level as well. It's J.C. Bozel, Berlin Zimmerer, Ashlyn, and Emma Bryant. Ashlyn has another year to decide just as a junior. J.C. Bozel undecided as well, but Emma Bryant planning to go play at Idaho State, and Berlin Zimmerer playing at the next level as well. 20-6 as knocking down both of those free throws is Ashlyn Bryant. But a quick whistle and a foul. That one's going to go on J.C. Bozel, her first.
Yeah, I think Zimmerer is going to be at Rocky Mountain College is where she's decided to attend. Good for her.
Got to be a nice luxury to have 4 collegiate players on your high school team.
You should win a lot of games.
And that they have.
With that luxury.
Brooks picks up her dribble, throws it to what she thought was going to be an out-cutting Eagle. Instead, they go to the hoop. It's another turnover.
That's just a really dangerous zone. When I was coaching, I used to call it the dead zone, where balls sometimes go to just be intercepted and turned over. She's got to be looking interior and not just ball reversal across the top.
Ashton Bryant throws it over to Emma. 19 to shoot, minute to play in this first quarter. 20-6. Throwing all the way across to Gannon. Now centered back up, 9 to shoot. Back to Gannon in the corner, triple. That one back rim, 2 Stags there for the rebound, but fought away from Brindley Ordinario. Another whistle and another foul on Deer Park. That one is going to go on 34, Caitlin Ryder.
I like the change in defense by West Valley going to the zone here in the last minute of this quarter. I'd like to see some more of that going over the course of the game, switching back and forth between man and zone. I like the zone because hopefully you can take away some of that dribble penetration, force Deer Park into shooting some threes, which is really not what they want to do.
Yeah, they're just 1 for 4 so far from beyond the arc. They were able to knock one down, Berlin Zimmerer was, but they would much rather play this tough press defense and get easy layups. Throwing it down low and intercepted. It's J.C. Bozel. 3-on-2, but she'll slow up. Now everyone goes away from her, so she'll take the triple, but that one's off the mark. Ball's flying around, 22 seconds left. Cassie Brooks with it. Slows up, long 2 on the way. That one's straight through, a good shot selection there from Cassie Brooks to get one to go.
Good decision.
9 seconds left. Bozel sees it. 5 to shoot, crossover. Step back, long 2 at the buzzer, back rim, and that will be the end of your first quarter. 20-8, Deer Park opens up a lead on West Valley after forcing a couple turnovers. Second quarter action coming to you right after this on SWX.
Avista.
High school basketball on SWX brought to you in part by Findlay Downtown Toyota, Spokane's #1 Toyota dealer. Back in Spokane Valley here at West Valley High School, 20-8. The #2 ranked 2A Deer Park Stags, 14-1 on the season, undefeated in league play with a 12-point lead over the #15 ranked West Valley Eagles. That's according to the RPI, and the Stags doing exactly what they've done to pretty much every team this year.
Yeah, they too close. Their average margin of victory is 39 points, and they have a win of 74, another of 68, and several in the 50s. They do have a loss, and then their close wins. They They beat Sela by 11, and they had a close one against Clarkston, who they will finish the season with in their very last league game. They beat Clarkston by 15. And I believe, I'll double check this, but I think they have to go to Clarkston for that last contest.
Another triple knocked down by Zimmerer, her second of the game, the one Stag who's been able to connect from deep. And now Cassie Brooks on the other end. Cassie Kappen checks into the game, gets it to Ordinario. Now Spunich at the top of the key. 8 to shoot, wants the triple. That one rattles out, and a rebound goes to Emma Bryant. She'll bring it up herself, now kicks it over to Gannon. Corner, Zimmerer, another three. That one too strong. West Valley trying to save it, but it goes out on the Eagles, and the Lady Stags will keep it. .658 remaining. J.C. Bozel checking out. In comes Avery Mitchell, number 24, 5'7" junior. Like you said, pretty tight rotation for the Lady Stags, and with how much they run that press, it's pretty impressive the conditioning that this team's been able to hold up.
Yeah, very much so. At this point in the league season, they're kind of used to it now, but especially early, that's a lot tougher ask.
Cassie Brooks driving on the other side on Mitchell. Slows it up. That one off the mark. Tipped out. Go back to the Lady Stags.
Good chance for Jones there to pick up an offensive rebound. That's what the Eagles need, some extra possessions. Don't have a problem with Cassie taking that shot. That's not a bad shot, but on the miss, they got to go get some extra ones.
Ashlyn Bryant now with it on the other side, driving. Kicks out to her sister, triple. Back iron, Ordinario with another rebound. And now on the other end, Jones going to the hoop, takes the contact, can't get it to fall, but a good take there from the freshman Riley Jones, who goes to the line.
Yeah, Coach Ashley happy with that one. The rebound, quick outlet, up the floor. Jones go to the rim strong. Sometimes you can catch Deer Park not necessarily being lazy, but just being out of balance and not being able to recover on another team's transition against them.
Yeah, they so quickly put 2 or 3 players in the backcourt that if you can get it up into the front court, it makes it difficult to, you can sometimes have a man advantage. First free throw off the mark.
Got to make those free throws, though.
Freshman Jones, second one. That one goes through. Cuts the lead to 14. Zimmerer to inbound to Ashlyn Bryant, who's got 8 points so far in the first half.
Now this will be interesting with Cassie Jones getting a quick break for West Valley. Who's going to take charge, like we said, against this pressure?
All the way to the hoop, no good. Spunich tries to get the rebound. Riley Jones saves it back to Spunich. Now she will push. Full head of steam, slows up. 4-footer, turnaround, good bucket. And great offensive possession there from Spunich.
Yeah, I'd like to see her use her length a little bit more. She's kind of been floating offensively, floats around on the perimeter a little bit.
On the other end, it's an and one for Ashlyn Bryant. Absorbs the contact, goes to the hoop, gets the bucket and the foul. Chance for a 3-point play for Deer Park. And that's going to be the third on Gabby Glass. Free throw is good for Bryant. Got to see if Glass is going to be taken out, but they'll leave her in here with the 3 fouls in the first half. Spunich picks up her dribble. Whistle foul. It's going to be a grab on Emma Bryant. It'll be her first personal.
Yeah, I think Glass has got to stay on the floor as long as Cassie Brooks is still going to have a little bit of a rest.
Goes into Spunich. Picks up her dribble. Same shot, this time from further away. Can't get that one to go. Emma Bryant with a good rebound. Now a 2-on-1 for the Stags to Ashlyn. Up. Foul. No bucket. But a pair of free throws coming.
It's a little thing, but I think so important. Because they're all about the same size, but equally skilled, we've seen multiple times where the rebounder, there's no outlet. the rebounder just becomes the point guard in transition, and that's just so much, A, it's safer, and B, can oftentimes be quicker up the floor, and we saw the results there in that one.
I believe that's another foul on Gabby Glass, so that's number 4 already for the 5'5 senior. And this time she does go check out. That's a tough loss for the Eagles. As we'll see, you'd expect her to sit the remainder of this second quarter. Bryant knocks both of them down. Getting it over to Ordinario. West Valley, one too many steps there from Ava Shiroki. It's another turnover, and it's a 16-point lead for the Stags. 5:22 left, second quarter.
That's where, again, you see that panic. Again, nice execution, catch the ball, can't slow it down in your head. You got to get your mind and your body working together on that one.
Bryant, back cut to Emma Bryant. Now she tries to get it out, but it's too strong. Caitlin Ryder tries to get it, but it rolls out. Now you have Riley Jones inbound for the Eagles. Different kind of pressure here. Casey Aarons just called out for his team. They now switch to a man look on the full court. Tries to drop it into Ordinario. And now thrown up to Cassie Brooks. Brooks gets double teamed. Getting the ball swiped at. Spunich comes to the rescue to pick it up. Throw down low, intercepted. Gannon swings up to Bozel. Bozel going to drive, kick over. Emma Bryant wide open, triple deep. Gets her own rebound. Goes to the hoop. Great pass to Ashlyn Bryant. Another bucket. And we got a timeout from Tyrone Ashley. And like you said, one of the things that Deer Park has not been able to do super well has been shoot the three. They've just hit 2 in this game, 2 of 9 from the three-point line. I mean, you got to try whatever you can if you're West Valley, whether it's go to the zone, whether it's sag off a little bit. You obviously are going to give up a couple, but you'd rather do that than give up the easy buckets down low.
And they've done both of those. They have gone to the zone, which I thought was effective. And in man-to-man, they're sagging off. They're trying to take away dribble penetration and doing a good job making them take some shots that they don't want to take. And that's really number one in defense. Teams are going to get shots. You just have to make sure that they're contested and that they're not in their most favorable spots. What West Valley is not doing, though, is finishing the possession by rebounding the basketball.
Cassie Brooks looking to inbound. Throws it up. Now gets it back herself. She'll bring it across half court. Drops off to Jones. All the way up by the Eagle logo. Jones tries to go back cut to Spunich, but Spunich slowed it up. Not want to go out.
Yeah, Spunich has got to finish that. That was the right move. Go baseline. It was a baseline cut. She had a little bit of space. Not sure why she stopped, but the ball handler definitely saw it going all the way through.
Deer Park now up 32-11. And right there, yeah, you had a good lane potentially.
Had a good lane. Was able to catch it outside of the key and potentially finish.
Now bringing it the other way is Ashlyn Bryant, who's up to 15 points on the day in just the first half. Bozel has it left wing, picks up her dribble. Zimmerer, great pump fake, gets it down low, but it's intercepted by Spunich. And West Valley with a defensive play of their own. Brooks brings it across.
Got to go. Got to take advantage. Got that turnover. You got to go.
She'll drive, left hand. Kick out to Spunich. Thinks about it, wants the triple. On the way, front rim. Bozel over to Emma Bryant. Now she'll drive. A lot of contact. A whistle and a foul. That'll take us to our break. On the other side, it'll be Emma Bryant shooting 2 free throws. Deer Park holding on to a 19-point lead over West Valley.
Athleticism optional.
High school basketball on SWX presented in part by Serve Pro of Spokane County. If your home or business is ever damaged by fire, water, or an unexpected incident, trust the pros at Serve Pro of Spokane County to make like it never even happened happen. On the other side of this break, talking about Ashlyn and Emma Bryant combining for 17 points. Emma Bryant with just 2. She scored 13 last time these two teams played, and the sisters together scored 35. Just really impressive from that pair. It seems like they're always knowing where the other one is.
Yeah, especially when you get into those live ball turnovers, those transition opportunities. Especially the sisters, they all seem to have an innate sense, though, of where everybody's at. There's not a lot of passing that's at risk. It's always on time and on target to finish. West Valley's done a decent job, when they've kept Deer Park in a half-court situation. They just have got to eliminate. I don't have a stat for points off of turnovers, but it's a great big number. I know that.
Spunich spearheading the press break, but throws it to Zimmerer. And we got a whistle on the turnover, and it's a foul on Cassie Brooks.
That's one of the biggest mistakes that you can make against pressure like that, especially man-to-man pressure, is 2 dribbles and pick up your dribble. You have to use your dribble to advance or create a better angle. You can't just trap dribble it, pick it up, and now you've just played into the hands of the defense.
So Deer Park will look to take advantage on yet another turnover. Kick over to Emma Bryant. Thinks about it, goes right by her defender, but then kicks out. One more, J.C. Bozel. She wants the 3. That one's off the back rim. Spunich is going to track down the long rebound and throws it up to Ordinario. Got behind the entire defense, but Bozel knocks that one out of bounds.
Great hustle by Bozel. She's the one that missed the shot, and she's the one that gets back and deflects the ball. That's you love to see that.
Former Student Athlete of the Week, J.C. Bozel, also incredible in the classroom, was featured on SWX and KHQ for her achievements on and off the court. Going up to the hoop, looking to is McIntyre, but instead kicks out to Spunich. Pump fake, wants another long 2. That one just short. Seems to be a shot she likes there. The drive and then the turnaround, but like you said, you'd like to see her maybe get a little closer to the hoop and use that size. Now great down cut to J.C. Bozel. And an easy bucket for the Lady Stags.
That's the first, I can't remember the last time in half court that they actually had to execute the score. Good job for the Stags.
Great design play there. Bozel with the underhand scoop layup. Cassie Brooks now over to McIntyre. Picks up her dribble. That one's tipped and intercepted by Ashlyn Bryant. Looking for a pass to Emma. There it goes. Goes up with it, but a good defensive play from McIntyre to get back and make a stop. 33-11. Now a whistle and a timeout from Deer Park, but we'll keep it right here. Like we said, we thought we'd maybe see Addison McIntyre and Avery Spunich, get them the ball down low, but it's just been so difficult to break out of the press and even set up their half court. They really haven't been able to work it down low much at all.
Yeah, and again, easier said than done. Once you break the press, we've talked about how you need to be aggressive. You need to use that to your advantage, because often it's a 5-on-4, it's a 4-on-3, or a 4-on-4. You want to make sure that you're going. And then to have the presence of mind to, we don't have an advantage. We did break pressure. We don't have an advantage, so we need to make sure that we get set up and that we get organized. And like I said, like you said also, we'd like to see Spunich maybe use that length, and Ordondero also use her length as well.
Triple off the mark that time from number 30, Olivia Gannon. We showed you during that timeout the standings. Deer Park is undefeated in Clarkston. Like you said, just one game behind them with one loss, which was to Deer Park in league, and they got to play again, and it's at Clarkston's place. A chance potentially for Clarkston to pick up a win and tie up the league standings with the Stags, or at least give the Stags a real test before they head to the playoffs.
Yeah, it was a 62-47 Deer Park win, so again, Clarkston doing a good job holding them under their season average for scoring, and having the contest in Clarkston will certainly give the Bantams an advantage.
Yeah, Clarkston's got a pretty small gym that they really like to pack out down there, so they're able, to get a couple buckets, couple missed free throws because of the crowd. Really could be a tight one.
And I'm just guessing, too, that won't be the last time they'll play. There'll be a district game, I would guess, between the two of them as well.
Pass down low. Spunich off the glass, too strong. Rebound to Zimmerer. Minute and a half left in the first half. 33-11. J.C. Bozel kicks out, now moving the ball quickly back to Zimmerer. Now Emma Bryant thought about the three, instead kicks out to Ashland. Spin move, kick, Bozel, triple, good. J.C. Bozel with their first three of the game, and just a third of the game for the Lady Stags. Now this one's stolen by Emma Bryant. Over to Bozel. This time she'll drive. They swing it around the arc. Zimmerer, three ball off the back iron. They have a whistle and a foul. A little too aggressive there. Going for the offensive rebound was Bozel. And will get it back for the Eagles.
But going for the offensive rebound. I mean, there's always 2 or 3 or 4 of them, always ball hawking, an offensive rebound, and then if it is secured by the opponent, they're right there to apply pressure or to trap. I mean, there's no let up at all in them in between offense and defense.
Getting it across this time, the Eagles. Jones over to Ordinario. Now Brooks with it. This is the spot she likes. That one just a little off to the right.
She was shaking her head as soon as she let it go. Not quite on balance. But that is her spot right there.
And you'll take that,
absolutely,
that look every time
absolutely,
you can if you're West Valley, getting
absolutely,
it across and getting in the hand of one of your best shooters. 33 seconds, 25 on the shot clock for Ashland Bryant and the Lady Stags. Looking for a back cut, but they hand it out to Bryant. Great pass down low to Bozel, but it's rejected by Spunich. And now Ordinario gets the rebound. A whistle and a foul. And we got a foul, this one on J.C. Bozel. That's her third personal. And that is the 5th team foul on Deer Park. So it'll send us to some free throws on the other end for Brindley Ordinario. Just the second trip to the free throw line for West Valley. Meanwhile, Deer Park already with 9 free throw shots, but able to knock down the first one is Ordinario.
Although that's 3 fouls on Bozel, that's one of the things that I think is quite admirable about what Deer Park does. The way they press and the way they go offensive rebound, and as aggressive as they are, they really don't foul a whole bunch.
Fighting on the ground for it. Should be a jump ball. It will be. And this one will stay with Deer Park after the missed free throw. 36-12, your score. 7 seconds left. Ashland Bryant with a full head of steam all the way to the rack. Whistle. Got bumped up near the shoulder head area. She'll go to the hoop to shoot another pair. Cassie Cappen whistled with her first foul of the game. 3.8 left in this first half. Ashland Bryant with a chance to get up to 17 points in this first half of play.
Great job by Bryant recognizing time and situation. Just get it and go until the defense stops you, and they did not. So she just keeps going. Doesn't score, but going to go to the free throw line.
First one good, second one good as well. 2 seconds left. Riley Jones from way downtown. That one off the back iron. And that is the end of the first half. 38-12, your score at the break. The Deer Park Stags continuing their dominant run in the Greater Spokane League. We'll take a quick break, come back to talk about that first half. And then we got the second half of action coming up after that right here on SWX. Welcome to halftime on SWX, brought to you by Spokane Colleges, an education designed with life in mind. Halfway through the first game of our SWX doubleheader, 38-12, your halftime score here at West Valley High School. The Deer Park Stags undefeated in league play. They've been undefeated for almost 4 years now, Jeff, and really just doing exactly what they've been doing for the last couple years under head coach Casey Aarons and coming out to a really solid start.
Yeah, it's just going to be press and, change the press up a little bit of zone, mostly man, come back down half court, very aggressive man-to-man defense in the half court, and they're just not going to let up. And it starts again in rebounding the basketball, and I mentioned earlier, there is no break between offense to defense and defense to offense. It's just a lot of energy and a lot of aggressiveness all the way through.
Yeah, like they said, they don't have a ton of height, but they really run this entire offense and the defense through Ashlyn Bryant. She's leading all scorers with 17 points so far in this one. Scored 22 the last time she played against West Valley, and really has been doing it from all sides of the court.
Yeah, she's averaging almost 21 over the course of the season, so she's well on her way to making that mark. And they trade off. Sometimes it's her, sometimes it's her sister. It can be, it could be Zimmerer, it could be different actors, but the play is always the same, and that is a big lead, which they have right now. They're averaging 70 points a game, and they're easily going to reach that again tonight.
Yeah. And for West Valley, Cassie Brooks had a good first half. She was able to get to that one spot in the left wing for hitting a couple threes for them. You'd like to see if they can get back to that maybe in the second half.
Yeah, like we said, it's a big ask of her because she's responsible for getting the ball across half court, getting the team organized, and then finding her own shot. And she was able to do that early in the first quarter. There were some defensive adjustments, a little bit more pressure on her, but hopefully she can get back to doing that.
We'll take another look at the standings here in the 2A GSL. Deer Park sitting up top there, 6-0. Clarkson 1 behind them with only a loss to the Stags. Pullman and West Valley both sitting at 4-3 and kind of a top-heavy GSL standings as North Central, East Valley, and Rogers, they're rounding up the 2A standings.
Deer Park will host Pullman on Friday, and as we've mentioned already, then they will go to Clarkston to finish the season on February 8th. So, still a lot of good competition to go there in that 2A girls division. A lot to be decided before they get into district play.
38-12, your halftime score. We're back with more halftime analysis right after this break here on SWX. Welcome back to halftime here on SWX between The Deer Park Lady Stags and the West Valley Eagles, the first half for our SWX doubleheader, 38-12. The score alongside Jeff Norton. I'm Grady Glover. And Jeff, in the second half, obviously feels like the score or the outcome of the game might be decided, but obviously things that both teams can work on here in the second half.
Absolutely, and I'm sure that's what they're talking about in the locker room. You know, for West Valley, if we concede that Deer Park's going to be the 1 seed, they've got a lot to work on to be the 2 or the 3 seed, because then you're opposite Deer Park in the bracket, which everybody is hoping to be.
And for Deer Park, looking to see if they can continue a streak of 48 wins in a row in league conference play. Halftime on SWX has been brought to you by Spokane Colleges, an education designed with life in mind. Take one more break. We'll be back with the third quarter action between Deer Park and West Valley here on SWX. Second half action here between the West Valley Eagles. They're hosting the Deer Park Snags, 38-12 as we head into the second half. Alongside Jeff Norton, I'm Grady Glover. Deer Park working out a 26-point lead in the first half, but West Valley will get it now, working left to right to start this third quarter, as it's Cassie Brooks handing off to Brinley Ordinario. Back to Brooks, thought about the 3. Picks up her dribble, spin around, long 2 ball just off the front iron. A rebound from Emma Bryant. She's looking to pick up the tempo. Down to Ashlyn. That one up, no good. Good spin move, but can't get the bucket to drop. And Avery Spunich will bring it across half court. She's in the corner trying to go down to Brinley Ordinario, but she was double teamed, and that one's tipped out by Berlin Zimmerer.
That's something we talked about in the first half, and obviously going to be, hopefully, be an emphasis now here in the second half. Coach Ashley maybe thinking about getting the ball down low and using some of that length they have.
Spunich turnaround, long 2 on the way, up and over a defender. Jones had her hand on it for the offensive rebound, but Ashton Bryant comes down with it. She'll throw it over to Gannon. Now back out to Bryant, one more, swinging it all the way into the corner. Emma Bryant triple, that one rattles out, and Spunich picks up the rebound, but gets it tipped out, taken right away from Bryant. Now Bozel in the left corner. They'll center it back out, I think, trying not to take as many threes here, as they were just 3 of 13 in the first half. Instead, Bozel throws it out, but this one almost intercepted, and it will be by Riley Jones. She'll drop it off to Cassie Brooks. Brooks all the way to the rack. Whistle, a late one, but a lot of contact there as she goes to the hoop foul goes on number 14, Berlin Zimmerer, her second of the game. And Cassie Brooks will go to the line.
Yeah, that whistle came from the top, which usually indicates it's going to be on the body before the shot, but they're going to give her a couple of free throws here.
First one up and good for Cassie Brooks. She's up to 9 points on the game. It's a 38-13 game now here in Deer Park's favor.
Something I'll bet was talked about, and again, we saw that in the first possession, maybe a different emphasis, but they got to find somebody else who can contribute scoring. Spunich has a hoop. Other than that, it's just been Cassie Brooks with field goals.
Emma Bryant going down low, cutting Ashlyn Bryant. She looks to kick out. Bozel, 3-ball. That one's off the back iron, but Ashlyn Bryant with a soaring rebound, looking to take it herself, but instead kicks out one more time to her sister. 3-ball is straight through. Emma Bryant knocks down her second field goal of the game and her first 3. Then a steal and getting one right back up and in is Ashlyn Bryant as the press continues to work for the Lady Stags. Cassie Brooks goes to Ordinario. She kicks it out. Spunich drives. That one long 2, no good. Rebound, Emma Bryant. Moving with urgency, 2-on-1. Great pass. Goes through the hands of Ashlyn Bryant. Then almost gets it ripped out, and it'll be a jump ball. It's going to stay with Deer Park. Couple subs coming for the Lady Stags. Inbounding will be Caitlin Ryder. They just toss it out, centered up with Ashlyn Bryant. Coming off a screen, spins, backs down her defender, goes to Bozel. Bozel goes up with it and gets it to go, and one for the senior J.C. Bozel with a great finish.
Using every part of the rim.
Gets that one to drop, a chance for a 3-point play. Somehow just gets that one up near the hoop. Goes around a couple times, and then she gets the shooter's roll on the free throw as well.
And she played into contact, which they all do. They're not afraid of contact. They're not, they go strong. They know they're going to have some contact, and they play to finish.
Riley Jones now gets it over to Cassie Brooks. 15 to shoot for West Valley. Throws it down to McIntyre, goes up with it, can't get it to go. It's about the first time we've seen a over-the-top feed to one of their bigs, Addison McIntyre, and she'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, I like that. It doesn't have to be a traditional post-up play. You go high screen and roll, and you hit the roll and get something easier at the rim.
First free throw is good. McIntyre, her first point of this contest. 46-15 the score in favor of the Lady Stags. McIntyre, second free throw is pure as well. And J.C. Bozel will now bring it across with Ashlyn Bryant taking a breather.
Back to that zone, which I really like. If they can rebound out of it, I really like them being in this zone. There's a turnover there.
Gets ripped out by Cassie Brooks, one-on-one. She's going to take the contact, goes up, and that'll be a whistle and a foul on Olivia Gannon, number 30, her second. And West Valley able to get back to the free throw line where they've had a little bit of success, especially here in the second half. Making their first 4. Now their first 5 in a row. Second one up. Front rim. Rebound saved by J.C. Bozel. She'll bring it across. She's fighting off a double team in the corner. Should be an open Stag trying to find it. Going down low, couple too many passes. That one's deflected by Ordinario, and that one will go out and stay with Deer Park.
Good possession, both teams. Good movement by Deer Park. Ball goes side to side. Nearly everybody touches it. And West Valley able to shift and have good rotation defensively.
Inbound for Deer Park, goes to Bozel, 13 to shoot on the shot clock. Gets by her defender, goes up with it. Whistle, another and one. As Bozel not afraid to go to the hoop, absorbs the contact, and gets the bucket to drop.
Again, playing through contact, it's really hard to teach. You know, it is really just something that's more attitude.
That one up and in for Bozel. Her second three-point play here in the second half. Spunich will bring it across, 4:17 to go in this third quarter. Spunich, feed down to Ordinario, up and in. And a great feed from Spunich and an easy layup there for Brindley Ordinario.
West Valley finding a little bit of rhythm now.
Ball over to Olivia Gannon. Tough defense from McIntyre. Swung over wide open. Bozel, triple. She can do it from the free throw line to make the three-point play, or she can shoot it from deep. J.C. Bozel drops another one in. Got 9 points here in the third quarter.
That's some really bad miscommunication there by West Valley after really being pretty solid defensively here at the start of the half.
Now Emma Bryant with a hustle play to get that loose ball and take it in for the bucket. 54-19. Now on top as McIntyre loses the handle on that one, and Emma Bryant will bring it back across for the Lady Stags. Bozel open, three ball, good. As she's starting to heat up, J.C. Bozel now up to 22 points to lead all scorers.
Well, she's finding good spots where she's being left wide open.
Spunich slows up her dribble, wants the long two ball. That one's off the mark. And the rebound goes to Bozel. 3 minutes to go. Up wide open, cruising in for the layup is Emma Bryant. Whistle and a timeout from Tyrone Ashley will bring us to our break. 59-19, the lead for Deer Park. We'll be back with more third quarter action here on SWX.
Money where it matters.
High school basketball on SWX is brought to you in part by Titan Truck Equipment Northwest, family-owned. Outfit your truck by visiting us in our showroom in Spokane Valley, and follow Titan Truck Equipment on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. 2:55 to play here in the third quarter. 59-19, the Deer Park Stags opening up a 40-point lead on the West Valley Eagles. The Eagles in the third quarter have, honestly, on the offensive side, looks like they've been playing a little bit more together here as they've worked to get out of this press every once in a while, and they've been able to also get a couple good looks at buckets.
Cut down on their turnovers. Again, unofficially, I only have them for 4 turnovers so far this quarter, less than what they had in either of the quarters in the first half. They've been able to execute. They're trying some different things. They just can't get stops now on the defensive end, which was something they were able to do in the first half.
Still in the press here, as Riley Jones is going to take it herself over half court. Now swing it to the corner. Now pass back out to Cassie Brooks. Brooks crossover, drive, throws up the runner, goes straight into the hands of Ordinario. Good heads-up play there, and good hands from Brindley Ordinario to get the bucket. Zimmerer double team, gets it over to Bryant. Emma one more into the corner. Now back to Bryant. She wants the 4-footer, and she'll get the shooter's roll. Ashley Bryant's eclipsed the 20-point mark as well. She gets up to 21. Ordinario. As Gabby Glass back into the game with those 4 fouls. throws it down low to Ordinario. Fighting for it. Whistle, jump ball.
Bad angle for post entry there. A lot of that, though, is the defensive pressure that she's having to go against.
61-21, 40-point lead. We have a running clock for the remainder of this game. Ball inbounded as we're at 1:15 left in this third quarter. Fighting for the ball. Whistle, another jump ball. This time it will go to Deer Park. As the Stags have just eclipsed the 60-point mark there on that Ashton Bryant bucket. Ball kicked out. J.C. Bozel, another triple from the same spot. That one's short, but Emma Bryant's there for the rebound. She'll take it out for about a 10-footer and get that one to connect. Good heads-up play from Deer Park.
Just, again, somebody, if not multiple players, always going to the offensive glass.
Yeah, incredible effort from Deer Park as we're now under 30 seconds to go. West Valley will have to keep an eye on that here. Make sure it doesn't expire here. 20 seconds left. They inbound to Brindley Ordinario. That one's going to stay here, but now just 15 seconds on the clock. Sub goes in, and that should run out our third quarter, and it will. The third quarter will end 63-21. Your score, Deer Park Stags on top. A lot of Emma Bryant and Ashton Bryant as they open up a 42-point lead. Fourth quarter action coming up here on SWX.
Change. A Vista.
High school basketball on SWX presented in part by your local McDonald's restaurants, proud sponsors of the McDonald's Team of the Week, featured every Friday night at 11 o'clock on Nonstop Local KHQ during SWX Overtime. Back here inside West Valley High School, fourth quarter action set to get underway. 63-21 your score. West Valley against Deer Park, the Lady Stags on top of the Eagles. Cassie Brooks has it on the right wing for the Eagles, going to kick out. Riley Jones. Spin. Whistle, bumped, and a foul. That one coming on Emma Bryant. Brooks looking to inbound to Jones, guarded tightly by Bryant. Brooks will get it back. Going to the hoop. Whistle, bucket, can't get to drop, but she'll go to the line to shoot a pair as Cassie Brooks continues here in the fourth quarter to be aggressive and get to the line.
Doesn't matter the score, we're going to continue to see the same pressure from Deer Park. They're just going to keep the foot on the gas no matter what. And we saw that defensively. They're just going to keep after it.
4 of the 5 starters on the floor here as well for Deer Park as number 30 Olivia Gannon picks up her 4th foul. Free throw up. That one good for Brooks. Ashlyn Bryant brings it across. Over to the sister Emma. Looking to go down low, but it's back to Emma. She'll pick it up as they're looking for a spot here in the zone. Going up is Ashlyn Bryant. She'll get a whistle and go to the line.
Yeah, Deer Park still just a little bit challenged by the zone. Maybe just not quite as decisive as they are against the man. Not playing with the pace that they do against man. So it's been a good move for West Valley and certainly something I think Deer Park will be working on.
First free throw up and good for Ashlyn Bryant. Second one on the way. Knocked through as well. Ashlyn Bryant up to 23. She retakes over as the leading scorer in this game from her teammate J.C. Bozel, sitting there with 22. Riley Jones guarded tightly by Bozel. 15 to shoot now for Gabby Glass. She'll pick up her dribble, give it over to Spunich. Spunich cross. Double team fouled over, and the whistle travel there on West Valley. We approach 6 minutes remaining. J.C. Bozel brings it across for the Lady Stags. Gannon trying to get it down low. Instead, Ashlyn Bryant comes up with the loose ball. Tosses it up and in there, working on a play there for, believe that one, trying to get it to number 34, Caitlin Ryder. But instead it gets hit off the arm of a West Valley player. And then Bryant there with the heads-up play to knock it through.
Yeah, that's a little better attack, too. Just a simple high-low action.
Riley Jones, pivot, knocked, whistle, foul on Emma Bryant. And that'll send her to the line. They're actually going to go with the side out here from underneath the hoop. The 3rd foul on Emma Bryant. Jones, inbound up to Gabby Glass. She'll recenter it with a fresh shot clock. 5:15 to play here in the fourth quarter.
That's just so impressive the way Deer Park plays, up top here against West Valley offense. Just, head, nose on the ball, feet moving constantly, switching when they can. I know because they pretty much can guard 1 through 5, all of them. So they not a lot of opportunities for screen and roll because they're just going to switch everything. But just so impressive the way they play with the attitude and the energy that they have.
Yeah, not a lot of difference in height there. They have even said that between, 4 and even all 5 of their starters. And so, like you said, able to guard 1 through 5, especially just looking at the effort of Emma Bryant there. She's the spearhead when they run the full court, kind of the zone, full court press. And then when you look at them running this as well, she's just right there at the top to pick up whoever is going to bring the ball across.
I just took a glance at the roster. I think everyone is 5'8".
Ball inbounded, a whistle and a foul as they're trying to get it into Spunich. It'll be interesting to see as Deer Park continues and gets into the playoffs if they run into a player of, the size of Avery Spunich, one of these players that's, 6'1", 6'2", and if they're able to work it down low to them, how Deer Park would adjust to that.
Well, the thing is, you got to get it across half court, and that, that's what they're relying on. They're relying on, even if you do get it across half court, you've spent, half of the shot clock. You can't get organized. You can't find that post. You can't find that length on the floor. And again, even when the ball does cross half court, we just mentioned the way that they play defense on the ball is so impressive. It just makes any pass into a post, like that one right there, makes any pass into the post so difficult. And then, we see a Deer Park player rotate over on the post. So their fundamentals are just so good. I think some size could bother them. The one thing about size, if there's some skill with the size, is that you can throw over the top of the press. And if they run into some of that, that definitely can be a hazard.
So that foul's going to send Brindley Ordinario to the line. She knocks down the first one. Second one on the way. For the Eagle, that one's good as well. She knocks them both down. J.C. Boza now over to Ashley Bryant. 4:20 to play here, fourth quarter. Bryant kicks out, now back over to Bozel. Down low, good pass, one more. Looking for it there. They're trying to feed Caitlin Ryder. Now a couple subs coming in for three of the starters there. Coming out, Allie Ellingson, number 42, into the game. But they go to Zimmerer. Off the hoop, gets her own rebound. Fighting for it. And we're going to call that one. It'll be out of bounds. It'll be Deer Park basketball on the other side of the break. 3:51 to play here in the fourth quarter. 67-24, your score here on SWX. West Valley and Deer Park. 3:51 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It'll be Deer Park ball here out of the break. And Deer Park sending in some of the replacements here. Some of the substitutes coming in for Deer Park. Number 42, Allie Ellingson. We've seen a lot of Caitlin Ryder, number 34. We also have 24, Avery Mitchell. And inbounding is Olivia Gannon, one of the starters. A great cut there to the hoop, but the shot up and no good from Caitlin Ryder, but it'll stay with the Lady Stags. Gannon looking to inbound. She gets it to Ellingson. The freshman goes over to Mitchell. Fighting for it, jump ball. Possession arrow. Stays with Deer Park. It'll be the third inbound in a row here. 18 on the shot clock, all the way to the hoop. Zimmerer up with the left hand. Her first bucket of the second half after hitting a pair of triples early on in this one.
Yeah, she's one of the few outside that's had some success shooting from the outside. If there's been any part of Deer Park's game today that maybe you just like to see a little bit of improvement, it's shooting the three ball.
Ordinario, after getting the pass from Spunich, spins off that one and gets the bucket for West Valley. Gannon, Zimmerer walks into a triple. Almost on cue there, but that one just off the mark for the Lady Stags. Spunich brings it back across. Picking up a screen from Ordinario. And another from McIntyre, but they give it over to Ava Shiroki. She's trying to go down low. A whistle and a foul. 2 free throws coming. 2 more subs coming in for Deer Park. 2 free throws coming for Ordinario. First one up and good. As we have number 12 and number 44, it's Ashlyn Kasinger and Leah Ellingson coming in. So all 5 starters for Deer Park will take a seat on the bench. Second free throw, no good. Whistle and a jump ball. This one will stay with West Valley here. So we approach 2 minutes to play in this game.
That one didn't go in, but Ordinario's had a really nice second half offensively.
Up to 9 points in the game. They inbound it to her. In the left corner, she'll send it back out to Cherokee. 3 ball from Spunich, off the mark. Rebound saved and then picked up. And they're going to say that McIntyre stepped out when she grabbed that one. It'll go back to Deer Park. Caitlin Ryder brings it across. Minute 40 to play here. Now swung over to Ellingson. Tipped around back to Ellingson. It's going to be a block on Brindley Ordinario, just her first. And Ordinario will check out as Monroe Cummins, the senior, checks in for West Valley. Allie Ellingson with a great pass down low. One more mid-range shot up and in for number 12, Ashlyn Kasinger. First bucket of the game for the 5'2" freshman, and the bench loves to see that one.
Lots of enthusiasm from the bench there for the freshman.
A lot of these players work so hard, probably spending so much time trying to break that press all day during practice.
They are the scout squad.
And
yes.
So they're definitely getting rewarded.
I'm going to guess they get abused often in practice.
Yeah, just brutal. Got to use this set of 5 here to work on everything that Deer Park loves to run defensively. Now getting a big enough lead, they're able to get them in and get in some playing time. Pass goes out on the Eagles. 37 ticks left here in this one. Can almost wind the clock all the way out here. Couple second difference between the shot and game clock as it's over into the hands of Ellingson. She throws it back to Kasinger. Ellingson picks up her dribble. Hands off. Long 2 on the way. Almost an offensive rebound there from Caitlin Ryder. So we approach 10 seconds left. See if we can get one more shot off for West Valley. 71-27. Spunich will let it fly from deep and runs it straight in. 71-30 is your final score. Spunich.
And she's saying, where was that earlier in the game?
With the deep 3 to knock that one through, but it is a 71-30 win for the Deer Park Stags. J.C. Bozel finishes with 22 points. You have Ashlyn Bryant finishing with 25. And one more look at how that game ended there. Didn't affect the outcome, but a really impressive shot there from Spunich, and just throws up one of the hands exactly like you said. Where was that the rest of the game?
Not that you're going to take that shot in the middle of the first quarter, but still, you'd like those 3 points other times during the game.
Berlin Zimmerer scores 10 points in Deer Park like we thought they would, just uses the press and really gets West Valley out of rhythm early on and just continues to put pressure on whoever they play.
They're very impressive. That's my first view of them this year. Obviously a very impressive squad. They are number 2 in the RPI. I haven't seen Linden, but they must be really good if they're going to be right ahead of these guys.
So Deer Park comes away with the win at 71-30 over the West Valley Eagles, who dropped to 4-4 in the league. But that's just the first half of our SWX doubleheader. Coming up in just a few minutes, we got the boys' side of things as the West Valley Eagles play host to Deer Park. The Deer Park boys trying to pick up both wins here in West Valley. West Valley trying to repeat their win against the Deer Park boys when they played earlier in this game. For our entire SWX crew, Jeff Norton, I'm Grady Glover saying so long for now from West Valley High School.